ensuring that she shares her journey, she shares excellence, and she shares just herself. So with no further ado, I would like to introduce you to the lady herself, Princetta Nichols. Good afternoon, Princetta.
Good afternoon, Haba, and good afternoon, everybody joining us here today. Before we continue, I'll ask Abba if you can let some people in. I've been receiving text that they've been waiting.
Right. Okay. So I'll need to keep an eye on that. So I appreciate that. Those people who are waiting. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for that. Okay. So I'll keep an eye on that for you. Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Haba. Thank you for inviting me here today. I do appreciate it so much. And I just want to thank everybody that's joined this afternoon. Thank you very much for joining. And I hope we'll enjoy and learn a lot from this session this afternoon.
Yes, indeed. We sure will. And I hope that we will learn a lot from you, because I know that the woman that you are, you will have so much more to share than we really already know. So I'm kind of excited. And please, let's just go straight into it. So who is BELLCETA? No, let me ask you again. Who is Princetta? Because that's where we need to start from. Because
Princetta.
Please.
Well, I'm a Christian, a divorced mother with two beautiful girls. I'm a British citizen, and my country of birth is Sierra Leone. I'm the founder and CEO of BELLCETA Training, BELLCETA Grilled Spices and Soup Mix, and BELLCETA Branding and Consulting. I attended a Christian secondary school for girls in Sierra Leone, where I got my basic education. Went to college and university in the United Kingdom. I got a degree in business management and later changed my career studying health and social care. I worked with the NHS for 10 years plus. Later went back to university to further my education to obtain a degree in health and healthcare management. I help people to create new opportunities in their businesses and careers. I spark new products, of course, we all know that, for small businesses. And I love turning businesses around by finding scalable growth strategies they can implement today. That's me.
Okay, let's just stay with that for a moment, because I think you've just kind of jumped to where you are now, but how did it all start? What kind of young person were you at school?
Well, of course, I've been a very naughty person. I'll say that I was a very busy person in school, and I was somebody that was very undefined, wherein I know what I want. So I was very frisky, and I've got lots of friends, and I was very popular.
Tell me more about your popularity. Come on. Can I ask everybody? Sorry about that. Got that. Okay. Apologies. Yeah. Let's get back to the conversation, please. So you were telling me about your popularity.
In the first place, I was the tallest in my school when attending secondary school. I was very frisky. Of course, I'm tall. Everybody knows Princetta. I'm very noisy. So when we're in the playground, of course, I'm here. You call me, we can fight. We can, all the loud things. I'm very good on the good things, and I'm very bad on the bad things. I don't leak my words. I tell you as it is, and that's me. But since I was young, I know what I wanted in life. And because of that reason, I have a lot of issues with some people who don't understand me. But I do know what I want in life. And I'm very pushful. I'll push to get what I want.
So can we just stay with that for a moment? When you say issues with people who don't understand you, in what context? Because I think you're easily to understand, actually. So I don't understand why people don't understand you, because you're straightforward.
Yeah, I am. The thing is, I'm very outspoken and I dwell on trust. And I don't mix my work. If I'm working towards getting a goal, I tell you up front, that's what I'm working towards. And if you don't understand me, you will misinterpret what I'm trying to build up or what I'm up to.
Brilliant, brilliant. The reason I really wanted to stick with that is because sometimes our outer persona gives a different impression of what's really inside of the heart. But I've come to know inside the heart, and I see a really, really kind-hearted soul and a really, really straightforward individual. And I'm sure those people watching right now would allude to that. So tell us some exciting things growing up that because people didn't understand you, tell me some things that you kind of happened, if it happened, because I think when people don't understand you, there's a misjudgment of your intention. So, like growing up.
In my opinion, seriously, misjudging me, it's up to the individual I'm dealing with. Right. And if I know what I want in life, if you know what you want, you don't mind if somebody misjudges you. But at the end of the day, when all the story is being told, meaning the picture is out there, you will get a full picture of what I was working towards.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, were you a grade A student at school? Were you?
I was medium, to be honest. I was medium. It's unfortunate I was born in Africa, but if I was in the United Kingdom, I guess my tutors or teachers would have seen me in a different picture, wherein they could have caught me since I was going to school, giving me the right direction. But because we have a different way of dealing with things and education in Africa, precisely Sierra Leone, we do not study our children that much. It's just the same syllabus, same attitude towards a lot of children. And if I was born in the United Kingdom, I would have done better than what I'm doing today, because I would have been studied and given a road or path wherein I could have grown quicker than at my age now.
That's fantastic. And really, now that you're an adult and you're a mother raising two beautiful young people, what is your aspirations for them in terms of where you were at their age?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm happy to be a parent, and I thank God for the opportunity giving me two children to look after. I've studied and noticed that I will give them support in all what they want to do in life. I will just guide them. I will not make decisions for them. I'll just guide them, and then, like, I'm their second hand. I'll look out for them. Of course, they will have to face the world themselves, but I will give them the opportunity to build up themselves, and I'll work with them. I will encourage them to be whatever they want to be in life. You understand?
Yes, yes, indeed. And in terms of a cultural perspective, then, do you see us upholding culture within the diaspora, because we're here now? How much of that is still ingrained and intrinsic in their learning?
Yeah, a bit. But after I've learned that, I don't know, maybe my views or lifestyle have changed because I've lived in the United Kingdom for a very long time. But what I learned is that you should give everybody chance to perfect what they want to do. Meaning, if you want to be a teacher, you be a teacher. If you want to be an hairdresser, you be an hairdresser, as long as you're comfortable doing it. Well, like from Sierra Leone, you couldn't say, like, for instance, I don't have the guts to tell my mom that I want to be an hairdresser. I want to be a footballer. You understand? She will be very annoyed with me, saying that, why do you want to be a footballer? Why do you want to be an hairdresser? You have to be a doctor. You have to be a lawyer. But from, well, let's say, our cultural background force us to do what we don't want to do and neglect the skills that we were born with. You understand?
Wow.
So I am happy I've got the, what should I say, European experience on how to bring up children. I've learned more about children and to encourage them skills or whatever they want to do in life.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. And it is that scope to just give children that space to be themselves, to really bring their potential. Now, we're talking today about BELLCETA services because we know there's a plethora of different kinds of services that you've initiated and founded and so forth and so on. But just before I come to that, I know that you're not just an entrepreneur. I know that you're very community orientated also, and that you very, very well understand what community means and how to support people within communities. Looking, if we explore a little bit about mental health, domestic violence, and such an amazing piece of work in all different contexts. I just wonder if you can explain a little bit about that journey.
Well, it's been a hell of a time working in the medicine field. I worked with South London and Monthly for a few years before moving down to Manchester, where I continued working with the Manchester Mental Health before the Greater Manchester Mental Health Trust. I've learned that let me just based on dealing with someone else's mental health, I don't play around with it. Mm-hmm. I am that one person. You call me 3 a.m. in the morning, I'll pick up your call because maybe that call I might save your life. You know, in some aspect, people will say, "Oh, she's idle." It's not idle. Because I've worked in that field so much, I like interacting a lot with people. I only stop. I'll put up my boundaries when I know that there's a little bit of complication I want to involve, but I don't play with someone's mental health. And I am that one person who is always there to support anybody. Anybody. Working in the field has taught me not to neglect people because I've got a very bad experience with neglecting somebody that doesn't end up nice. So I'm always out there to work on people, to encourage people to come out and talk more. If I've got a few friends that will just justify that. Most of the time I'm on the phone with them. Not that I need the support as well. But sometimes I just like chatting up with people, you know, to make them feel loved and belonged.
That's crucial. That's crucial because for too long, and I think because we got caught up with all the work and everything that's gone in our life, we tend to not have that moment, that time to give. So it's really nice to hear that 3 o'clock in the morning. It's rare. That's not everybody that does that. And so it's really good because mental health is one of the most hidden, I would argue, subject or issue or concern within our communities, and for lots of different reasons. Because I suppose where we come from, we come from a very proud orientated background, and so mental health is a massive issue within our communities. What advice would you give to somebody who's struggling with, particularly at this time when COVID has taken a strain on every single one of us? What advice would you give to someone?
Well, most of the time, before let me try reach the advice, I communicate with people via my Facebook page, Twitter, or all the other social media mediums. I'll encourage people, seriously, you need to come out. You need to speak up. If you're depressed or you need help, you need to speak up. It takes nothing for you to make a first phone call. Like let's say, from our background, like say the African side of me, which some people don't share the stories because of stigma, being ashamed of sharing my story. Maybe somebody want to talk about me. This day of our Lord, we don't need to keep secrets, because the more you keep the secret, the more you become ill, start thinking suicidal, which is not a good thing. So I'll encourage people to find somebody you think you're comfortable to talk to. Give them a call. Say your mind. Trust me, the first day you make that call, you'll be shocked that you've got a whole lot of load out your shoulder. And if you don't want to talk, go outside. Let's say, find somebody to talk. Go outside, get fresh air, listen to a lot of music. It's hard sometimes to focus, but sometimes when you listen to some classical music and just find some short clips or movies, read books. Even social media is helping a lot. Most of the time I don't do anything. I'm on social media, just liking, viewing people's pictures, replying to posts. That's distracting you. It's called a distraction mechanism. It's distracting you away from your stress. So, yeah, that should help out. But most importantly, with the COVID pandemic around, I'm encouraging people to go out and have a work. You need to go out and walk. Just 5 minutes, 10 minutes walk will help you out. The fresh air. Call somebody, speak to somebody. Go on Facebook. At one point, I remember when Facebook was just launched, a lot of people said, I'm not on Facebook. I don't want to, Facebook is for idlers, it's not for idlers. Even just viewing photos on Facebook. There are lots of topics or lots of groups on Facebook. You can join them, keep reading. That will free your mind away from all the stress.
Yeah, Elizabeth just posted that it's good to talk to people, and that's one thing I know you do well. And what can you do to encourage? Because our communities, as much as we support in terms of talking and volunteer, we also have this thing around negative conversations as well. We're really good at negative conversation. So how, in your experience, in terms of the work that you've done with them, the mental health aspect that we just spoke about, and just your experience in life in terms of your younger life and now your business life, what advice would you give to us as a community?
Negative conversation, we cannot get rid of it. It definitely needs to exist. My advice would be, have a communication on what concerns you. And at one point in life, I was having a lot of friends around me, having a lot of negative conversations, but I wasn't building myself up. So I have to minimize my circle. You choose the type of people you think will bring you up, in the sense that you build proper communication on how to progress in life. You have to build your circle wherein it needs to benefit you. You can't just call somebody and start talking negative without stupidity. Okay, yeah, we're all in it. But you don't have to dwell on it forever. Find somebody you think that will build you up for your own betterment. We can communicate about business. We can communicate about so many things around us. Intellectually, not any type of communication. You understand?
Okay.
Know
Thank
what
you
you
for that.
want and build on that.
Absolutely. Appreciate that. So let's just move now quickly to where you are today. And by no means have you got to where you are today in an easy stride. I'm sure there would have been lots of obstacles, lots of barriers, and so forth and so on. So just tell us about your journey to get to BELLCETA Services, because I know it didn't all start at once.
No. A long journey. In the first place, it's these BELLCETA services. It's about building myself, making things work for myself and my children and the people around me. Because we've all been cleaners. I was not a cleaner, I should say. I started as a hostess in London, one of those people. Yeah, I worked with that. I struggled, and it was not easy the time I was living in London. So I have to further my education to get somewhere. But it's not easy as well after going to university and all. So sometimes in life, yes, you don't want to repeat some certain feelings. Wherein I was just working to get, what should I say? Just to feed myself and pay my rent. So I was like, I need to do more if I want to live a certain lifestyle. Lifestyle means look, better things we all know better things for our children, like decent life, and don't want to be in that system where we just want to live on £1,000 a month if you've paid your rent and what should I say, done your miscellaneous shopping, you don't have anything left. So I was like, I have to do something. I want to go to another level of my life. You understand? That's when I started BELLCETA. I started selling fashion clothing, jewelries, and other stuff. It's been hard traveling all over the place. It's been very hard.
Without interrupting you too much, when did this start? What year did you start?
It started 2006.
Wow. Okay.
So I started selling fabrics, sending them down to Freetown and all stuff. But unfortunately, when you send stuff down to Freetown, you don't get much profit, and it doesn't work well at times. Sometimes you're low-key, but sometimes, it's not working well. So I changed my strategy and I started doing BELLCETA original grill, which we created our own spices. We blend it, yes, everything organic, and started doing smoked food. Well, the response was massive, and I said to myself, okay, I've got to see this, and I have to move on doing it because the reaction is great. Lest I forgot, the BELLCETA smoked. That was the first product we produced. I got the experience from my mother. So I remember I spoke to my mother about this some time ago. That, oh mom, did you remember when I was doing the roast and grill? I was always not happy about it. I'm doing it now in the United Kingdom. I'm making money out of it instead. So the skill was there. Just have to come out and make money using my skill. And the idea keeps coming, you understand? So at one point, I tried to introduce the spice. In case I'm unable to do your order, I'll sell you the spice so you can be yourself. You understand? So I have my secret spice, and I've got different flavors of spices. And then I started the spice business as well. And the reviews was 99% perfect. And again, you know, when I'm very busy, it's like my mind is all over the place. So I said, okay, with the spice, okay, the smoke grain, the original smoke, the reviews 99.9, the spice, and I came up with the soup mix because what makes me growing with this BELLCETA spice and grills is the reviews, the people that are buying from me, and the comments and what should I say? The message I'm getting from customers, that's what's pushing me to do more.
I must say, I have sampled some of those spices and grills you've just spoken about, and it's amazing. And if you've not tried BELLCETA spices and grills, you need to really try it. And could you tell us a little bit? And now I'm gonna just edge a little bit in the Creole talk. Waiting your mama been tell you, then secrets them. We, you know, they tell me, but you know, go tell me small, because whatever is in that you do, amazing.
It costs on the grill part, it costs about 100,000 pounds for me to disclose that secret.
Wow. I bet somebody will pay that. So if you put it out there.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. I'll wait for that. Now, let me give you the stuff on the training. Okay. Yeah. I was a general manager working in an agency wherein I was literally doing everything. I was the brain of the company. Getting contracts and then training was one part that when I do recruitment, there are lots of people who come in with different they come in with certificates from other companies. And we cannot afford to have a training. We cannot afford to train them. So I was just like, oh, I'm the brain of this company. Why can't I go and get my training school, and then I'll be sending staff working with this agency, because the agency, they were just healthcare agency. And I decided to come up with the training because it's a good field wherein I'll train staff and then send them out to work. Because most of the time while I was doing recruitment, they'll come in with certificates from other companies. And it's just for 2 days to make money out of it. I was like, oh, why do I have to work for somebody else if I've got the skill and I've got the, what should I say, home of doing it, you understand? So I decided to come up with a training, and then that's how we started the training school. So different training courses, including food hygiene, child care, the basic care certificate, professional cleaning, and PMVA, which is valid for 1 year. So that's how we started the training school.
Wow. Just staying with this training school a moment, because for me, what you've just explained there is, I'm a great believer in every one of us that have been oppressed in our lifetime to really and if you've got a skill, to become a leader of your own empire. I'm a massive believer in that. because I think there's room for everybody to grow. Usually when you have the leadership skill to able to direct that movement. So basically, just to reiterate that BELLCETA training is a training organization that supports people into work in different forms.
Definitely.
Oh, and therefore that means that you actually helping and supporting people anyway to really develop their own potential or their work-based learning or something. So to me, that's a good thing to do. And I appreciate that that's another grease to your elbow, as to speak, if you know the phrase, where people, that's another talent you've got, another skill set that you've got in terms of your own leadership role. Mm-hmm. How would you encourage, and I'm going to stick with the Black community, and the reason I'm not just Sierra Leoneans, Black community, and the reason I'm going to stick with the Black community is because sometimes we hesitate and become leaders of our own empire, whether it's because we don't know where to start, how to do it, the pathway to navigate. There's lots of different issues. But what would you advise to somebody like yourself who was working in an area that you then find that you've got the skill and the talent? What would you advise to that person who might be very much thinking, I want to stay loyal, I'm forgetting themselves about their talents and their skill set? What advice would you give them?
Yeah, for me, what makes me to start on me. For me, what made me to open this school is just that, like for instance, you're working with somebody, they're paying you pittance, and they're using all your skills, and it's very painful. That was a lot of pain for me carrying on every day. It's very painful. Can you imagine? I've got all my skills. I've got all the ability to grow a business. And I'm working under somebody who's just paying me pittance. And one day I said to myself, listen, I've got the skills. It's my own skills. Some learned, some generally born with. And somebody's paying me for my skills that don't even have the experience. So one day I said, you know what? I'm not going to allow this to happen anymore because I've got the skills. So I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work on my skills and build myself up. So what I'll encourage people to do is that whatever skill you've got out there, if you can cook, if you're a footballer, even when you're a carer, whatever skill you've got, if you can sing, if you can dance, just build yourself up. The best you can do is that, okay, let's say if you go out there, just have a little bit of education or to polish it a bit, so you can make yourself to be what you want to be. Seriously, if you're a cook, if you're a cleaner, you can't clean for all the days of your life. No, if you've got 10, 15 years experience cleaning, you can be your own boss. You can train people to clean. You can go to either basic college to polish yourself up so you know the skills on how to train somebody else. You can train the train. You can be the trainer. Warren, just learn the skills, polish it, and then follow rules and regulations of the United Kingdom on how to open a business. I'm encouraging a lot of people, even when you just teach people how to clean, you will make your own money. Seriously, you cannot be working for somebody 15 years, 20 years. No. If you're a fashion designer, make sure you go to fashion school. 6 weeks, you can get 6 weeks courses just to know how to finish things proper, you understand? The finishing product of designing a dress. And then you start designing your own dress. It's not a big deal at all. If you're ready to move forward, you're ready to make more money, you're ready to look good, you're ready to inspire the next person.
Mm-hmm.
Just work on yourself. It's very easy to work on yourself. And when you work on yourself, you make a little bit of difference. And that little difference can make a big difference in the world. So I'm encouraging a lot of women as well as men to perfect your skills and look after yourself.
That's amazing. Great advice. But I just want to stay with that for a second. I know that time is against us, but I really, this is a really important point for a lot of us out there, where we do have the skills, but you know, in our communities, we're not taught leadership. We are not. It's not something we are taught, leadership. We kind of work for people rather than work for ourselves. And I'm talking Black community. I'm not even really talking about one aspect of the community. And for some reason or the other, we have been programmed. Majority of us work for people rather than become leaders of our own empire. You know, so how could you nurture somebody in supporting them to be able to empower them to develop themselves to that point where you are talking about now?
Yeah. Well, we have a new baby business going on, which is BELLCETTA Branding and Consultant.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm encouraging anybody with their skills. If you need help, contact me. We'll have a short meeting related to that, one-to-one meeting for me to guide you through.
Brilliant. So how would they contact you? Would you be able to share your information so that people can contact you?
Yeah, you either contact me by Facebook or you can call us on our business line, which is 0161 6965 609, or the business mobile number, which is 073 7360 30326. We're on WhatsApp. You can contact us on Facebook, BELLCETTA Training, or BELLCETTA Grills, Spices and Soup Mix. On Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of the social media mediums, we're there. You can contact us anytime, and Mondays to Fridays, 9 to 5.
Thank you for that, because it's really important that when we've got people in our communities who are actually aspiring and creating success for themselves, it is always good that we raise their profile and we celebrate with them and raise awareness of the good things that they do, so that someone, it might be the little child out there, it might be the older person out there, but someone would be inspired. So thank you for sharing that. Now, as we come to the end of our conversation, I'm just wondering to just go back to who you are. And that's the person that came all the way from 6,000 miles away. Tell me a bit about that country, that beloved country. And I really want to know your relationship with that, because as we celebrate 60 years of independence this year, in fact, this month, if I'm right, it is the 60th year independence of our beloved Sierra Leone. What is it that you hold dear in terms of Sierra Leone? And also, what is it that people don't see that is so beautiful, or if there is anything beautiful about that beloved country?
Sierra Leone is my back country. And my basic education, I got it from the Freetown Secondary School for Girls. It's an all-inclusive girls' school. It's rather unfortunate. It's hard to change the perspective of the Sierra Leone people. You know, it's tough. Sierra Leone is a beautiful country if we, the Sierra Leoneans, are ready to work together. respect those who marry. Like, for instance, respect people that are there, respect businesses, respect the children growing up. It's so hard. It's so hard. The children don't understand what is proper education, good lifestyle. It's painful to go into that because it touched me so much. Because, like, for me, having a school here, training school here, I will appreciate it so much to go out in free time to transfer my skills to people. It's so painful that I'm not sure I'll be able to do that, because transparency, like, there's a lot about the corruption is so big that I have to pay for my business to be registered and for me to progress. The 60 years of the founding of Sierra Leone, I pray that we understand ourselves. I pray that we move forward. We think about the betterment of the country, not just for ourselves. Corruption is big. And you cannot just eradicate corruption just like that. But if everywhere politicians are corrupted, but countries like the United Kingdom and other places, let's say Ghana, yeah, they work to the betterment of their country, because that's where they live. Nobody's going to make your country for you. Only you doing it yourself. It's so painful we cannot do it for ourselves. We cannot. So hopefully, after what we're experiencing now and what we've experienced before, we will learn to love ourselves and our country.
Thank you so much. I would just like to ask you, in a lighter note, I know you love music. I watch your single fashion show with all these different beautiful images of yourself and your music, and they're all actually telling a story about that moment that you actually with the picture and the music telling the story. What's your favorite music? What's your favorite song? Because you got so many, I watch them all the time because I do follow you on Facebook, and I see all these different images and songs relating to how you're feeling that moment, and or whatever engagement you are in during that moment. What is your favorite song?
I don't think I have one, I listen to a lot. As I'm a Democrat leader, I like mixing.
Right.
I want. So.
Okay, I'm hearing a bit more about you now. Morella just put on the chat. Yeah.
The leadership style I follow is Democrat. So I just go with the flow, seriously. I'm an entertainer.
Yeah, I'm told you're an entertainer. I've just been told. So entertain.
I just go with the flow. I just love life. I go with the flow. It depends on the mood I'm in. That's the type of music I listen to. But
I know another thing is, I know you're a fashionista. I know you're right into really, posing out and, it's a beautiful disparity in one businesswoman, but you know how to have fun as well. And that's what I love about you. So come on, tell us a bit more about the entertainer, Princetta.
Seriously, you have to enjoy life. That's me. I don't allow anything to bother me. I just put a stop to it and move on.
Yeah.
You have to enjoy life. We've all learned from the COVID pandemic that a lot of people have been waiting. Oh, when I'm 50, I'll start enjoying. When I'm 40, I'll start enjoying. No way. We take life every day as it is, and just go with the flow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what? It's been amazing talking to you. I can talk to you for another 20 hours. I can still talk to you because I think there's so much that we've not even connected yet that's left unturned. But just before we finish, do you see BELLCETA training, Sierra Leone, giving people a different aspiration in terms of their learning?
Yeah, definitely.
Great
That's
stuff.
my next goal, and I will be happy to do it. And the basic training, the basic healthcare training, we do a lot to Sierra Leoneans. It's helping out with the hygiene and many other stuff. And you know, when you work towards a certification, it makes you feel proud of yourself. Hopefully, we will be extended internationally very soon.
Wow. So is that your aspiration for the next how many years?
Well, very soon.
Okay, I get a hint of that very soon. So that means you will see it when it comes out. So I get that. I get that, and I understand that wholeheartedly. But I think I would argue that you in Greater Manchester, not just Manchester, Greater Manchester, you are one of the formidable Sierra Leonean women that are trailblazing at this moment in time in terms of, yeah, I would argue. There's one or two, but you are right up there, and it's good to know. And I hope that young girls will see you as an emblem of somebody that they can aspire to and that they can actually learn from and become as well. Because I think it is absolutely amazing, and I personally am glad to have met you and know you, and you learn from somebody even if you don't connect with them physically, by their attributes, by their experiences, by the way they carry themselves. And also social media gives us a lot. You learn from people, and I'm sure there's a whole lot of young girls and women learning from you right now, and men, that you don't even recognize that they're doing. So you keep on striving, because BELLCETA training has got a story to tell yet.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you, and thank you for spending some time today and sharing an undiluted conversation with your host, Abba Graham. So thanks again very much for every single one of you who have taken time out to actually engage with Princetta Nichols from BELLCETA Training, the CEO executive. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you all for joining, and I appreciate you so much for taking your time to come out here to listen to me. I'm happy to do more business with you, and I thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening, good afternoon, and thank you all for listening.
Thank you for thanking us.
Thank you. If anybody would like to say something, you've still got time. There's Alice waving to you.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Abba. Thank you for having my dear sister, BELLCETA. Seta, I just want you to know that I'm very proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, but I'm telling you now in front of other people, I'm very proud of you for standing tall after all what you've been through the last couple of years. You've managed to succeed in your educational field and birth something new in BELLCETA. I'm very proud of you. It takes a woman with guts and passion to do that. I just want you to know that it's nothing small. Don't look at it as if you've just managed to achieve something. It's very big. Some people have not been through half of what you've been through, and they still have not been able to cross Not because they are very slow, but because they haven't got the drive. They haven't got the passion to do it. So count yourself blessed and know that it's an achievement for you to have crossed all the obstacles that you have crossed and achieved what you've achieved. I wish nothing but the best for you, because I don't want broke friends around me. I want my friends to be rich, so when I'm broke, I can go to them for some few pounds, you know. So good luck in all your future endeavors. I wish nothing but the best for you. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And it's really good that we actually hold and really appreciate people when they actually achieve stuff. Because at the end of the day, if we don't do it for ourselves, nobody ain't going to do it for us. And truth be said, you are absolutely amazing, amazing. I would say young lady, because you are. And if there's anybody else would like to share with BELLCETTA, please do so. We've got a couple of minutes for you to do that.
Me, just a line to Setta.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Setta, well done. Congratulations, you've done
Thank
well.
you,
I
darling.
went to school with you and you're doing big things. Keep going up. The Lord is your strength.
Wow,
I'm
wow.
proud of you as my schoolmate, and you've done really, really well. And thank you as well for looking after the kids. And I'm happy for your achievements.
Thank you.
Love you, Setta.
Thanks. God bless you. Thanks. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, so much.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good.
Hello?
Yeah. Alice, she knows me as Anapal. But I always keep on telling her, my name is Alice. Yeah, that's my daughter's name. Sita, I don't know you from school days. I don't know you from Sierra Leone, but we've met in London, and I believe we have clicked, we've talked, and I think we share some of similarities and some passions together. And I just see you're a great friend for the fact that you're able to bring people together. And we have all shared from your experience today, things that we didn't know, some of us has known now today. And I just want to say the Lord continue to bless you and you keep going forward. We are here to support you. Not everybody will be in the business domain, but you can always have loyal people that will always be there for you as you are there for others. So, and you know, I am one big fan of BELLCETTA Gail. So I just feel blessed and happy being here, sharing this moment with you this afternoon. God bless.
That's amazing. I suppose we can go on for a long time, but I think at some point we would need to come to a close. And I think this moment is it. I would like to appreciate you myself, because I think I have learned so much from you already for the short space of time that I've known you, and the strong will to carry on regardless of what the adversity is one that you cannot beat, and you uniquely have that in bundles, and hopefully that would shine on somebody else. So I appreciate you having a conversation with me today, and I hope that you will share this video with your friends for a long time to come as you grow and your BELLCETTA training becomes an empire to be reckoned with. So I wish you well and take care.
Thank you for